Hello, my name is Zion,
And I'm Judah.
and this is the Amateur Film Critics.
Woo
And
woo, here we go.
yes, this is the first. So we're going to do this episode a little bit differently. First off, you can you can probably see our faces. Don't really know if that'll show up in
Yeah,
the
we think
final.
so. If you can't see our faces, something horribly wrong happened after the fact. But for
Yeah,
right now, you can see our faces, we
yeah.
think.
Right now you can see our
It's
faces.
going to be really funny if this ends up just being an audio episode.
Yeah.
But
And then the other thing,
also,
we're gonna change around these. We're gonna do this a little bit differently because we think that going over the entire film, like scene by scene, is a little bit boring, and
yep,
we're
it was,
gonna yeah. If you go back,
yeah,
we just it was
yeah.
more to do it
But,
a little bit differently.
yeah. But going on from that, today our movie is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's
Yes.
Stone. Now,
First,
the
when
thing is,
when I
like,
first
I
watched
grew
this.
up hearing all about this movie.
Yeah, I grew up hearing all about this
Yeah.
film and everyone loved it. I think I knew more about the attraction at Universal Orlando than the actual film itself. But and
Yeah,
then
so
saw this like not probably like last year because I had never actually seen it as a child.
mhm.
So I first watched it last year, and
Yeah, it's same with me.
I thought it was
We had
a.
never seen like this movie. Like Zion had watched it once a while ago,
I
but
watched
like
it
he
once
didn't really pay attention to
because
it, I
they
believe is
played
what
it
you
at
said.
this. Yeah, they played it at this camp thing. So this camp was like it was. Well, I didn't know it at the
Yeah.
time, but it was all like Harry Potter based, and so they showed us the first film at the last day of camp, and I was not a huge fan of it. My thoughts have, I think it's improved the last time I watched from that first time
Yes.
until this recently. I think I liked it more this recent time, but this recent time I thought it was very average. I mean, maybe at
Yeah.
the
But we'll get
time
into that later.
yeah, at the time, maybe at the time, like it was this spectacular film because you hadn't seen anything
Yeah.
like this before. But now, especially since we have like the Marvel universe and all, I think I just think these
Mhm.
types of it just average compared to all that stuff, But
Yeah, but I
so
think we'll get into our ratings and like that later. So first,
yeah,
you might be watching this and have never seen Harry Potter. If you do, that's okay. We hadn't seen it until not very long ago, until we decided to watch it for this podcast. Now, if you do like are a
yes,
diehard fan of Harry Potter, you're one of those, those people who has like the whole like robe thing and everything. You might
yeah.
want to click off because we're probably going to anger you with a lot of stuff.
Well,
Just to warn you there. I
at
don't
least give us a chance. Every person
Yeah, give us a
right
chance.
to every person has a right
But
to free speech in this country.
that is true.
The country we're
So
going
I
to
looked
decide.
up. I figured that we should at least give a plot overview for the people who haven't seen this. But so I literally Googled one and
Yes.
copy pasted it. So I did not write this. But in my best podcasting voice,
Ooh, you copied and
here
pasted it.
here I go. You ready? Adaptation of first J.K. Rowling's popular children's book
Yes,
novels about Harry Potter, a boy who learns on his 11th birthday that he is the orphan son of two powerful wizards and possesses unique magical powers of his own. He is summoned from his life as an unwanted child to become a student at Hogwarts, an English boarding school for wizards. There he meets several friends who become his closest allies and help him discover the truth about his parents' mysterious deaths. Did we discover the
Yes.
truth about
So
their? Oh yeah, we did. Okay, yeah. Oh, and spoiler warning: if you want to watch the movie, you should probably watch the movie because we're not gonna try to hold back any spoilers.
yeah,
But
at the time of recording, it's not on any streaming service, so we may have to.
yeah,
If you really want to
you might
watch
have
it,
to
you're gonna
rent
have
it.
to rent it or something. So,
Yeah, but go.
we want to talk about
That's the
first.
basic of plot of this movie. There is some other stuff about like a stone and all that. It doesn't matter as much, I don't think, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure this movie was honestly more about just setting up a whole bunch of Harry Potter movies, but we haven't seen the other Harry Potter movies.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
yes, that's what it does. So I think the first thing we should talk about is what did you think of Harry Potter himself? Because I don't know what I was really expecting going in to be like him to be like,
No, I mean,
but he feels
I
like
feel
this
like
character that's very famous.
I don't know. In this movie, he feels like the character with the least personality. You know,
Yes. I
he
mean, that
just
might
feels.
change later on, but I totally agree. He did feel kind of personality less.
Yeah, I feel like the character
Uh,
I liked the most had like a lot of personality in this film. Harry Potter was not
yeah.
one of the characters, you know. So
Yeah, and they have the nice little thing, like there's I guess there's emotional depth in it with his parents being dead and all that, but
yeah,
otherwise it's like he's just sort of this character like, ooh, magic exists, and he's just shocked about it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
I
I mean,
yeah, I never there was nothing about him that that really stood out to me as liking
yeah,
it.
he's just a boring character, and it was.
Yeah, which is kind of strange considering he is the title character, but um
Yeah. So
so Harry Potter obviously ends up at this school called Hogwarts. And
yeah,
Hogwarts is
and
supposed to be
so
this wizarding school, but I have some problems with the school. I don't know if you felt
what
this
are
way,
your
Zion.
what are your problems?
For one, they sort all the children in different houses. I'm fine with that. I'm
I
fine with the
mean,
competitive, school spirit in
yeah,
between the kids. But
yeah. At
why would they
my
have
school, we
Slytherin if Slytherin is obviously the bad house? Like, why would they have a house for bad wizards when they're
well,
obviously against that? You know what I mean?
I don't think I don't think they. Well, I think they want the good students to exceed and not be surrounded by the bad students who may have a bad influence on them. They may want to separate the good
Mm-hmm.
who they could use in like later purposes. If there's a Wizard World War or something, they may want to separate the wizards that they know are gonna help them from the wizards who are evil
Mm-hmm.
or won't them, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Another problem
on your
was it
face.
feels like there's an extreme lack of adult supervision.
Well,
Do you know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
there's like
You probably have a
so
school of
one of
around
the
50 children and maybe 8 adults.
okay, so in the scene where you see all the students, there's around like three. And this is maybe a behind the scene fact, but I believe I saw in a video that there was around like 300 kids there. Hat and that scene
So you're
alone
telling me
was
there's
just
300
for
kids
300.
with
Well,
magical
yeah,
abilities
and they
and
just
they
leave.
only got 8
So
teachers?
well, the teach well. They may have teachers like that we don't see that are not shown.
I guess so. But it feels like, they have the teachers, but then a lot of like the like supervision over the children is handed off to these like the older students who are like these camp counselors in a way. But at
Yeah,
the same
yeah. In a
time, it
way, I
feels
guess.
like an awful. It feels like a very awful plan. I feel like I don't know. So like Hogwarts is a cool place. I'll be honest, it's a very cool setting, and it
Yeah,
looks sick. But and also I wonder how much of like J.K. Rowling, like I wonder how much difference there is between the book and the movie.
well,
Uh,
if we want to talk about J.K. Rowling,
okay,
in the movies, she can't really change that much, but she has been
yeah,
some things are like announced like random changes that were supposed to be.
to the book,
Yeah, that she
yeah, yeah. No, I
like
remember. I saw
like
stuff about
I
that,
remember that
which
controversy being around.
yeah, but like, and that's another thing. Like, we have not read the books. First of all,
Yeah, we haven't read
that's
the
I'm pretty sure the
books,
books are
so
like really really long, and I would only read it if like my if I was forced to read it for school, and that's
yeah,
not gonna
but
happen
yeah.
obviously. But like it's a super popular, it was like a very popular book even before the movie came out. So what
Yeah, it
does
was
she
very.
think she was like doing by going and changing all this stuff?
I don't know. It just. I don't think the changes
Yeah,
were necessary. Like, I
oh
believe,
yeah, absolutely.
like, I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
it's weird. So
Yeah,
back to um,
that was a little tangent, like that was not planned, but there we went on it
yeah,
anyways.
but I felt like it
But
needed to
yeah,
be said
anyway,
at some
about
point.
Hog yeah,
So,
it probably did. But
what's the
about
school?
Hogwarts, like, how do you feel about it? Because I
I
don't
feel
know.
like, yeah, Hogwarts. I mean, it seems like a cool place. Hey, it seems like
Mm-hmm.
it seems like a cool place to go to, and I think that's why they made a whole world and universal around it, is because it's actually really
Yeah.
cool to visit
Oh
as a
yeah, I think it's
want to go to, you know. But
yes. So it's a
yeah,
good setting
I
and
feel
all
like
that. If you want to get
I feel
really
like
deep, intensely looking at this movie, it's a great setting. It very much creates this
yeah.
world.
My favorite place that they go to, and so during one part of this movie, Harry and who was the dude with the beard? Who was the dude with the beard? And he has a long
Hagrid or Dumbledore? Because I don't
Hagrid.
they
I
both
think
have
it's
one.
Hagrid. I
Hagrid's
think
the
it's
big guy.
Hagrid.
Dumbledore's
think it's Hagrid.
okay. Yeah,
And
it's
Hagrid go to the
yeah.
shops, and that was my favorite place that they went to. They go to these shops, and then they go
Mm-hmm.
cave to collect his fortune that his parents left him. So I feel
Yeah.
I feel like it
Which
would be
also,
a cool place
did
to
he
visit.
seriously stop to get that stone when Harry Potter was there? Because he goes into the bank to get the stone, which is a plot point in the movie that I don't think we plan on even focusing that much on. But that he does that. He goes to get that stone, but he does it right when Harry Potter's there. He doesn't expect Harry Potter to ask questions or bring this up to anybody.
Well, I mean, he may not visit there often. Let's remember that he may not like regularly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he may have just done this because he has time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Uh,
that was a little strange, but you're right. It's like even that both like the really magical worlds. It's a very great setup of that. I
yeah,
absolutely agree on that part. So I think another interesting part that I found is the just the overall idea of Quidditch. You know what I mean? It's like it's this fake sport that
yeah.
uh
Quidditch.
they like actually took the time, and I don't I'm guessing that
Made the
like
time.
JK how was her last name said? Is it Rowling?
J.K. Rowling, I think, or Rowling.
Rolling? Okay, we'll say
Rowling or
rolling.
Rowling.
We're probably gonna mispronounce a lot of things. But
Yeah. So
like
I
J.K. Rowling
may
made up an entire like game for this book, and I gotta say, I think that's like really cool.
well, it would be hard to explain it in a book without telling you how it's played. It can't.
Yeah,
So I feel like she kind of had to explain what the sport is and what the rules
yeah,
of Quidditch are. And so,
yeah.
yeah,
But when you really think about like the whole idea, the Quidditch thing isn't. I guess it's brought up slightly at the end in that one
yeah,
scene with the broom and I can't remember what he was eating. The key. It was a key, right? So it's brought up slightly at the end, but it's a very like it's still kind of out of an. It's still this thing that's like they didn't have to put it in there, but it's still very cool. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I feel like it was
So
one of the
and
better
I
scenes
enjoyed the
in the
Quidditch scenes a
movie.
lot.
Yeah, it's one of the
Yeah.
better scenes in the movie, my opinion. So, so,
Mm-hmm.
well, what do we want to talk about?
Do you got any? So the next thing on my like little agenda is I was
Got this.
wondering, do you have any like nice behind the scenes facts?
Well,
You got anything interesting?
the
It's okay if you
character.
don't.
I don't have a lot because I kind of
That's
forgot to look
fine.
some up. But I do know some. That the I know I forgot his name, but the dude who played the man who played one of the Ewoks, think Wicket was his name, and the uh
Yes.
in Return of the Jedi and Star Wars actually was in this film as like one of the dwarves or something, or he was in this film like several times. Like just as
Wow, I had no idea. Wait,
name,
was
I
he in
forgot his
like
name.
in the bank? Was that where he was?
I think it was in the bank, but I forgot his name. But he is like in this film, like
Oh,
an Ewok costume. But I forgot his name. Shoot.
well, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, and so
You got to write this stuff
um,
down, Zion. Come on.
and the
Yeah.
other fact was our three main characters are the three main children who are Harry Potter, Hermione, and Ron Weasley. I think, or isn't it Walt?
Yeah, Ron Weasley. Mm-hmm.
Name? Yeah, and so this was their first time acting in an actual film, and so this was their first time in a
Oh,
movie,
okay, that's cool.
and
Yeah,
apparently
and actually, when you look back on it, like Daniel Radcliffe, who plays
plays Harry
uh,
Potter, right? Or
who plays Harry Potter, like he's like very famous now, and it's basically become because of these films. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
because of Harry Potter. Oh, apparently
Which
he
there were.
pranks on the set of Harry Potter. That was just in a behind the scenes video I watched. Apparently, he pulled a lot of pranks. So
Yeah.
that was
Wow.
that's about
I
all the
mean,
beyond the scene facts I
frankly,
have. He was a
and
prank.
there is something interesting about these kids. Is that like they sort of grew up over these movies, right? Because we haven't watched all the movies, but if you like look up the seventh movie or eighth movie, I can't remember what their last movie was.
Yeah,
You can
you
see
see them
pictures of
grown
them,
up.
and they're like so old.
Yeah. So they're
They're
very
they're like they legit just grew up on these movies. But
uh-huh.
it's super. But yeah. Now I think from there we can talk about uh we should just talk about all the characters in general. So who was your favorite character?
Oh, my favorite character. Let me see.
Yeah, it's a deep question.
I I have a couple. My first one, obviously, out of the three main children, I liked Hermione the most. That
Hmm.
was, she had the most personality.
Yes.
But in general, out of every character, my other favorite character was the boy in the beginning, Harry's brother, or Harry's cousin, I should say, who was like mean, who jumped down on the stairs. I liked his character for some reason.
Wait, you liked the kid who was like, supposed to be mean?
I thought he was hilarious. Come on, Harry!
Oh my gosh, science.
Wake up, Harry! Wake up, Harry! Boom, boom.
Wow.
Harry, wake up!
I mean,
It's
okay,
not
so
breakfast, Harry.
Hermione
Harry,
was
wake
my
up.
favorite character.
Yeah,
The
Hermione
char-
was.
the character who's Harry's cousin was probably near the bottom of my list.
Oh
Oh, r-
boy!
right
My
in uh just she's just probably just barely ahead of um like who was like the surprise bad guy at the end, but we don't even get like a name for him.
yeah, the
You know what I
surprise
mean?
bad guy.
Yeah,
What?
which that's another thing. As far as characters go, I know like they're supposed to be setting up Snape, not Snape. Who's the bad guy? Oh, Voldemort, he who shall not be named.
Voldemort.
Like they're supposed to be setting
Voldemort.
him up to be like the big
Voldemort.
bad over like these next however many movies they made. But
Yeah.
like the guy who was like the twist villain in that one was pretty he was pretty bad if you I did not enjoy him at all. Like he was not a good character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will say that Snape, the Potion Man, I know he's like a fan favorite among certain people, like just among some people, and I gotta
Big,
say, I
big.
kind of enjoyed his character. I don't know why, but I was really into Snape.
Yeah, I enjoyed his character.
I will say something I
I
didn't
also
expect
like.
was Dumbledore being so
You like
unincluded.
the. Yeah, I feel like he's probably more in the other movies, but
Yeah.
I. But yeah, I liked the character of Hagrid or Hagrid a lot. I liked his character as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Yeah, Hagrid was a good character. He's a very like
Hagrid
you
was
are
a
you
good
really enjoying
character.
the way he's nice to Harry like that.
Yeah.
I also I wish he would have got to keep the dang dragon. When I found out he lost the dragon, like they got taken
Yeah.
away from him, I like was very sad for Hagrid.
Yeah. Well,
But
one
yes,
of my complaints about this film in general is how they ended. And so they ended with Harry going back to those awful people who took care of him.
yes,
That was one of the complaints I had
yeah.
because I'm like,
How
Harry.
did they make him?
I mean, I don't know why they sent him back to those awful people. So
Yeah, and even at that, like I feel like they should have a like for kids who don't have much to go back to, like they should have like something for those kids to be able to stay in a way.
yeah,
I feel like, but then
yeah,
again,
that
like
was one of my.
I read when I was younger, I read the Percy Jackson books, and I believe Camp Half Blood was that way, which
Oh,
is basically the camp for all you. I know you've never read,
you
you haven't
were a
even seen
big
the
Percy
pretty
Jackson
bad
fan.
movies they made. Oh, we
I,
might have to watch the Percy Jackson movies just to bring my sister on to rant about them because she hates those movies.
I saw one of the Percy Jackson films. I vaguely,
Oh, you did?
I vaguely remember it because of this one casino scene that they go to, and
Yes. I
where they think they've spent one night in it, but they've actually spent like a couple of days, and everyone
yeah.
forgets things. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, Jasmine personally hates those movies. I think Jasmine watched just the first one, and she hated it so much because of how much it deviated from the book. Um, but that's a completely different topic. So moving on. I
Yeah,
think
moving
the
on.
question that everybody asks when it comes to this movie, if you were in one of the houses, which ones do you think you would be in, Zion?
Well, obviously Gryffindor. 'Cause it seems like
Gryffindor?
that's the that everyone wants to be in. You know.
Yeah, I'd want to be in Gryffindor too. I definitely wouldn't want to be in Slytherin. Um,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like part of me is like, everybody wants to be a Gryffindor, but you're most likely in Ravenclaw, the house that
Yeah.
you absolutely learn nothing about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
In fact,
but
they mentioned Ravenclaw so little.
yeah. Although it's just a random topic, in the series Parks and Rec, Leslie Knope apparently like signs up for this Harry Potter like camp by Harry Potter, and so I would want to be in the house.
Yes.
He was in, you know. So
Yes, I'd want to be in Leslie's house too. I don't
yeah,
know. Just
apparently
from like what I've
Leslie
heard from
Knope
other
loves
people
her.
talk about them,
Yeah.
I think Leslie would be a Hufflepuffle or whatever it is. I probably just really annoyed a lot of people. I think I said that wrong. But just from what I've heard, I think Leslie would be a Hufflepuff or whatever.
Yeah, apparently this is
But
Leslie's
yeah,
favorite book in the series Parks and Rec. So
all right. So
okay, so back
finally,
to
my final discussion topic. What's your favorite
yes.
scene?
In the movie, oh, my favorite scene.
Yeah,
Don't remember a
I'm
lot.
trying to think about this too.
The scenes I remember the most because it's been like a week or 2 weeks since I've seen this. The scenes I remember the most is I remember Harry's life in the opening before he goes to Hogwarts and stuff. I remember the
Yeah.
scene to jump down on the stairs and where the kid falls uh, into the snake exhibit, and I
Yeah.
liked the Quidditch scene. Thought that was a cool scene as well, and any scene
Yeah.
Hermione was a good scene. So
uh what is it? The Levioso one. That Levioso scene where she does that. I think I
maybe
had seen that
also,
like many, many times
I thought that was
before we
hilarious.
watched the movie. Yes. Oh, I think if
Levioso,
I had to choose
Levioso.
I think if I had to choose a favorite scene, it'd probably be the Quidditch scene. But then
Yeah, I
again,
mean
I'm awful at
that was a
choosing
cool scene.
favorites on anything. But I do know that
Yeah.
Hermione's my favorite character. Absolutely.
Yeah, we do know
So,
that Hermione is the best character.
with all
Hermione,
that said, Zion, final thoughts. How do you feel about the movie?
well, I will. I would give it. Hmm. I would give it like 6 Hermione's hair out of 10 Hermione's hair. I would give it that.
Hmm. Did you say okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I misheard you. Did you say Hermione's hair?
Yes, because she has a weird hairdo. She has a strange
Did she
hair.
just have a weird hairdo?
If you look,
Oh, cut
I
some.
thought her hair
Wait.
was really strange in the movie,
I
but
think it's just frizzy, but it's not like, awful. I like what it I shoot, I'm trying to look up a picture of her just so I can see it. There Okay, there's a lot of it and she's got those bangs, but there's nothing but I don't think I think you're cut Hermione some slack, dude. I like her
okay,
hair. I'm
fine,
just gonna
just
say
for
it.
Hermione's hair. But
Yes.
if I were a character in Harry Potter, I would want to be Hermione just because of that hairdo she's got. I mean,
Oh, okay.
strange hair. It's
Yeah,
some
so wait, what was
hair.
your rating again?
Six
Remind me of your
hair out
rating
of 10
again.
Hermione. 6 Hermione's hairdos out of 10 Hermione's hairdos. So.
All right, very nice. So I think, as far as what I think about it, I think it's slightly overrated. I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
think
a
it's
good movie, don't
overrated.
get me wrong.
It's a good movie, but it's
But I've heard a lot of
overrated.
people talk it up.
Yeah, people have definitely
And they really, really love it.
Yeah. So what's your rate?
So, and also before I rate it, I want to say I really do feel like maybe we just don't feel the same way because we haven't watched all of the other movies. Feels like one of
yeah,
those things, you know
probably.
what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
But I think the best way for us to put it in a way we understand, it'd be like watching Endgame without watching any of the other Marvel movies.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
well,
And
this was the first Harry Potter, and so you didn't need.
yeah. Okay, you
So
know what? That's true. Because like, if you were to compare Harry Potter to Iron Man, yeah. Okay, but
yes, you were.
that's not a comparison anybody wanted.
Yeah.
uh. Anyway, I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars out of 5.
Oh,
I think it was a good movie, and yeah, I know. Oh,
overrated, but good.
I
A little
overrated
less
but good.
than mine.
That's a great way of putting it. Yes, but sadly we are just muggles, and our opinion does not matter. So if you think that Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is 5 stars or 10 Hermione's hairs, that is fine. But
Hermione's.
with that said, that was Harry Potter. It was interesting.
Yeah.
You got any final things to tell the viewers?
Just that if Hermione is not your favorite character, then I don't know if I don't know. Hermione has to
Yeah.
be your favorite character
How can
if
Hermione
you
not be
watch
your
them.
favorite character?
Just for
Yeah.
Hermione.
Also,
Hermione for
justice for
life.
Hermione's hair.
Hermione
Woo
for
woo.
life. Yeah.
Um,
I feel like we talked more about
follow us on Instagram. I know this is
Harry
out of
Potter.
nowhere.
What?
What?
What? What? I feel
Okay,
like
so I said follow us on Instagram.
you follow who on Instagram?
No, I said they should follow us on it. Oh no, Zion.
Oh.
We're ending this one really badly. Oh, whatever. I'm keeping all this in for the people to see.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on
That was the
Instagram.
podcast. I'm Judah.
And I'm Zion, and that was the
I'm Judah.
Critics. So,
Bye-bye.
bye, y'all.